Now we'll go to the audience for questions, and if you could say your name and the organisation you're from and speak firmly and briefly into the microphone. Short questions are good. How are we going? There's Grant Harrod right here on table 9 has a question. Grant's just moved from Corporate Express over to Salmat.
Thanks, Narelle. Thanks for the discussion. Very, very insightful, very interesting. Question, and probably a bit of a vested interest. Generally considered Australia lags the rest of the world on online retailing. Very interested to understand how online forms a key part of the strategy of the three businesses on the stage today.
Good question. Thanks, Grant. Who'd like to take that first? Andrew, we might swing to you and then come to...
Over the years, people have tried online retailing for grocery. It just doesn't work. I mean, there are two major costs that you have as an online grocer that the consumer usually pays themselves. So picking the goods, they pick it themselves. That's a massive cost, and delivering it to their home. There are many organisations around the world that do it. Some start on the fresh side, some start on the dry side, some start on organic, but no one makes any money out of grocery. I heard a very interesting talk from the boss of Tesco, who would be the best online grocery in the world. And he gave this fantastic presentation. At the end, he said, I hope you all thought that was good and impressive. Don't make any money unless the consumer clicks on one of the other buttons, which were shoes, flowers, wine, medicines, forgotten something else. So he uses it as the to get the feet in the door, but it really doesn't work from an operational point of view on grocery yet.
For a department store, it is a different picture. I think firstly, if you look at Zappos, which have just been purchased by Amazon, we're doing $1 billion worth of shoes on the internet. To me, there is a market for the sales on the internet of products that we sell in department stores. Particularly, there's a high incidence of cosmetics, perfumes, because you know exactly what you're getting, you know the brand you're getting, and you know the quality of the product you're getting. Particularly branded merchandise, whether it be shoes, whether it be apparel, whether it be general merchandise. There is a tendency in our business, quite different to the food. There's nothing that Andrew said that I disagree with in food. Very different to our business. One of our largest growth businesses at the moment is our internet sales, and we're only gradually putting more and more product onto the area of the internet. To me, will it be as significant? At the moment, it probably equates to one of our stores in volume. I think it'll probably be 2 of our stores in volume this time next year, and probably 3 of our stores the following year. So you've got to move with the consumer rather than, as Kevin Costa said, build it and they will come, and dig a big hole and throw a whole lot of money in. What you've got to do is actually graduate with the consumer with more products, more range, and for us it's an important part of our growth strategy. But I never think it'll be sizable. But it's now starting to become profitable. You look at Amazon results, you look at Zappos, you look at Tesco on the internet. There is a sizable chunk of profitability coming from it, and there's some fantastic new websites that are providing convenience. I actually see, slightly different to Andrew, a resurgence of sales on the internet in a lot of areas, but you know, not holier than thou in the end game. It's a significant move forward.
John, a bit hard to get the paint tins home.
Well, yeah, from an Officeworks point of view, I think Officeworks would be one of Australia's largest online retailers, and we've been working very hard, or the Officeworks team's been working very hard to make that even better, and relaunched a website not too long ago with terrific results. I think because of the commoditisation that Ben is referring to, people know exactly what they want, and the convenience of it allows it to be delivered, and it's got a profitability aspect to it. What Andrew is really talking about is the cheapest person to pick and deliver a product is your customer, and the second you take that job over, you put a new cost in your business, and that really does become a challenge. From a hardware and home improvement perspective, solutions are really what people need. They don't know how to solve it, and that service component is really important. So it doesn't lend itself for selling, but our website, from a Bunnings point of view, is really strong on information and helping people try and get better information and the basic things they need to know about our business. So we see an enormous amount of downloads, massive volume of downloads of how-to, DIY, all those sorts of things, sustainability. And I think probably looking a little bit to the future, not too far into the future, but the Web 2 generation stuff that allows the socialisation is really exciting, and what that enables you to have in terms of a different sort of relationship with your customer and leveraging word of mouth.
Bunnings on Facebook coming your way soon, possibly. How are we going? It's a bit hard to see some of the questions. I do have this one over here. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. I'm David Skellen from NICTA. I know you all spend a lot of time and effort on money on your distribution and logistics. But I'm wondering how much, and it might be sensitive for you to say this, but what are the barriers to you improving in that area? Is there a lot of work still to be done in that area?
Who wants to take that first?
I can tell you what we're doing. Essentially, our view from supply chain, and that's our business, is one of continuous improvement. So if you look at our cost of doing business slide over the last 10 years, there's been no big falls, but there's just gradual improvement. And every year we implement technology or pieces of technology or better ways of managing our people. It's a very labour-intensive process. We've been putting in voice recognition picking, scanning at the back door, all sorts of things in the DC. And next week we're about to commission our first crane picking system in Victoria, where running distribution centres, picking up pallets of products on a forklift and dropping them on a truck is the easiest thing in the world to do. But when it comes to the small bits and pieces, cost a fortune. And we're about to commission a crane that does that for you. I can't tell you the pick rates because it's competitive, but they go up 100-fold in terms of the picks per hour. So we're very, very excited about that, and it's essentially for the tail. But it's one of continuous improvement. There really are no roadblocks. We don't have any roadblocks from any legislation. Our employees are really excited about all the technology and changes we've brought into the business because of the way we bring it in. So there are no real roadblocks. The only real roadblock, I guess, is it a business case? So the mini loader is it's a lot of money. Everyone understands that in our business, but we feel confident that we'll get the money back over the next 2 to 3 years.
Bernie.
I think two words come to mind. The first is culture and the second is integration. I think from a cultural point of view, mate, we from day one we said supply chain is sexy. So rather than talk about frocks and perfume, we talked about making supply chain sexy. So when we purchased the business, we had $400 million worth of stock, and for all the retailers do, we sold that for $150 million. And we cleansed what was 24-week stock down to today running on about 17-week stock. We took the cost of our distribution from just like $46 million to about $22 million. And we took the number of days to get a product out of China from circa 80 days down to 18 days. And that came about because we could start from scratch. We closed 34 distribution centres and we built 4 dedicated distribution centres. And that in itself gave us a perfect template to create a new environment in regard to the management of the stock. The second issue, which comes more to your question about where to from here, is integrating supply chain. So it's no longer seen as just this is supply chain, it sits over here. But a buyer that negotiates should be negotiating what happens with serial shipping container codes, what happened with product coming in, a number of cartons in a product. So suddenly it's fully integrated in our business. And we took all of our management team out one day and got boxes and shelves delivered and asked them to put some shirts away. And they took the shirt, took each of them out of the pack, unwrapped them, ironed them, put them on a coat hanger and put them on the shelf. Now we bring them in a hanger unit, take them straight out, put them on show already pre-tagged and with a security tag in them. So for us it's about fully integrating the way it is, and I think a lot of companies that I see still run supply chain as a definitive, definite model sitting over here that ain't sexy. In our business it's very sexy indeed.
John, can you make logistics and distribution sexy?
I've never thought of it like that, Bernie. I've got to say, I can get excited about a lot of things, but...
Bloody nails in kitchens.
Here's one more.
I know supply chain's absolutely critical. You can lose an awful amount of money in costs and tie up an awful amount of money in working capital between your suppliers and yourselves. And with apologies to the major sponsor behind me, paying interest on your working capital is not a particularly smart business cost. So getting it more effective is a big, big focus, both the way it comes to you and then what you do to get it on the shelf and then help a customer get it out and use it. So it's an area of huge work for us, has been for a number of years, and we've got continuing focus on it. I think the continuous improvement comment is really, there's no silver bullet. Australia's got a small population with a lot of geographic spread. We're not North America, we're not Western Europe, and so some of the big models you see work there just can't work for the volumes of our companies, and you have to find other solutions.
Ain't it so? Question. There's one over here.